Things are definitely shifting, they're changing. I think where we were a year ago or 6 months ago or 2 years ago, things are going to be different, right? And we have to be able to adapt. We have to be able to learn how to conduct business and advance and work and build on the skills that we have. There is a chance that our inventory is going to start continuing to go up. I mean, we're already seeing inventory being up. If you look at the numbers in early March, and where we are right now, we'll probably increase our inventory by about 25 or 30%. Now, you know, there's still cities around the valley where the inventory is below where it used to be and the net new listings coming in. But you also have cities, larger cities, where there's definitely an uptick of new listings. So we have to take that into the consideration. The fact that this is going to linger around for quite some time, and you're going to have an increase of listing inventory in the next weeks and months to come, continued increase. So we have to be, as agents, we have to be the students of the game. We have to be constantly monitoring the inventory levels in your neighborhood, all over the valley. And the best place to go and get that information, and usually they kind of send an update every 2 days, every 3 days, or on a weekly basis, a comfort report. That's where I get a lot of my market statistics for the entire valley. Also, it's the time right now to get very proficient, very good at comping properties, pricing properties, and also price adjustments. You know, maybe some sellers are not aware of the fact that the price is going to start going down. So you have to be prepared to have those conversations with them, you know, over the phone in reducing the price. The same goes in, you know, putting together price analysis on your new listings. You know, with the increased inventory, you got to spend a little bit more time in pricing it maybe a little bit more correctly. So spend time on learning, you know, how to price homes, how to have those conversations with your sellers about adjusting or reducing the price. Also, this is the time for you guys right now to record some educational videos. Again, we talked about this in the previous slides. Even though you're having conversations with your sphere and your database about the current market conditions, it doesn't mean those conversations start there or stop there. You got to record videos. At least once a month, you got to send them something where they understand what is going on with the market. Anything that is of value that you can bring to them, anything that is education based, it has to be included in your videos. And you can always upload those videos, repurpose them on social media, obviously create email campaigns to your databases, with text messages right now, nowadays. The cool thing about the videos is you can really kind of repurpose them in so many different ways that, you know, and they stick around for quite some time, okay? Another thing is mastering the scripts and objection handlers. Especially in the current market conditions, you will have questions from the sellers and you're going to have buyers, and you want to be prepared to handle those questions, right? You know, as well as possible. And we're going to talk about that in the later slides. Mastering online buyer as well as seller presentations. A lot of times before, we used to meet with our buyers, we used to meet our sellers in person. You know, in their home or in the Starbucks. Well, nowadays, you know, you got to be able to pivot and do the same type of consultations or presentations online. Ideally, you want to put together an online buyer presentation as well as a seller presentation. So when you are talking to them, you know, it's much more than, you know, building a rapport, making connection, and touring through the house. You got to bring them value. So having those presentations in front of you is going to be very valuable, not only to you, but also to the seller. Another thing to focus on and working on your skills would be, you know, finding a role play partner who can practice with you, who can really, you know, help you to go through the days, for example, when you're maybe kind of feel sidetracked, you don't feel like, doing that much work, somebody that can really kind of, be there with you. And this is the time to learn new skills and refine your existing skills. Definitely, absolutely, this is the time. Okay, some video ideas, guys. This is something that I've been doing myself, is sending it to my database is, one of the questions that we're getting right now, hey, who's buying or selling now? So you can shoot a video on that. Another video that, we got a lot of clicks would be, why should we pay mortgage or rent if you have the financial ability to do that? And what to do if you can't? Who's your loan servicer? What does forbearance means to you? Why stimulus money will only help you so much? And why do you need to reach out to the lender before you become delinquent? So some of these video topics or ideas that you can take on and maybe record 1 or 2 videos a week for your past clients in your database. Be prepared to answer some of these questions, like, why should I sell my house right now? Or, who's buying right now, or who's selling right now? So you will have questions like that. We're getting those questions. Our agents are getting those questions. So your job is to be prepared to answer them in a way where you hopefully be able to gain them as your client and get that business. So this is some of the responses that we put together for our agents, and I want to share them with you, and hopefully you can take a screenshot of that. Another one is the most common one that we're getting is, how's the market right now? And here's what I typically do is, if this is someone who's a new client, someone that I'm trying to get as a client, I say, hey, I would love to talk to you and your family about it. I'm going to send you an appointment invite via Zoom link, and let's hop on it and have a consultation. Let's have a conversation, right? And I would send them a link to the Zoom call, and we set up a time to go over, their situation and, how we can help them. Another question that we're getting from our sellers right now is, how are you handling showings? And, our response is, we take the necessary steps, i.e., obviously we do virtual showings. Some of our clients doing walkthroughs, using latex gloves, masks, hand sanitizers, Clorox wipes. We wipe before and after the showing. So all of those things we're explaining to our sellers, to our clients. Another question that we're getting right now, especially from the buyers, is the, why should I buy right now? And our focus is the fact that the interest rates are all-time low. Right now, the interest rates are at 3.4, 3.5%. That's super low. There's definitely more inventory than it was back in March. And the sellers that have their house on the market right now are probably more motivated to sell than the sellers that have their house off the market. So that's the conversation that you want to have with the buyers. Also, we had some buyers asking us how we're meeting with the buyers. And most of our meetings are now conducted online using Zoom, Google Hangouts, Skype, or FaceTime. And of course, the paperwork, most of it is handled digitally.